What would you do if, as an artist, somebody accused you of stealing their art style? This is posted in r/artist lounge and it's titled, I was called out for art style theft. I have a very similar art style to this other artist. I'm not stating their name. And they stated that if people reference or take inspo from their art or art style, it makes them uncomfortable. I've had my art style for at least 2 to 3 years now, and I tweak and changed it over the years. At first, I was fine with this until I was accused of copying and referencing their work because we have a similar style. I was kind of annoyed as nobody can own an art style because normally, as you keep drawing, your art style gets inspired by many artists in the community. So I don't get why people accuse and call out others just because they have a similar style. I know that tracing and heavy copying is not allowed, but for me, my art wasn't similar to that artist's art, and I got jumped by their fans because of this. I got told by many people to stop copying their art style and to find your own. But the problem is that I had this art style for a few years and I'm really used to it. I'm really confused because even if I draw a small part that's included in their style, I get called out. For example, circle highlights at the side of the face, jelly-like rendering, etc. I honestly don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, but I don't get why some artists don't want people to take inspo from their style. Any opinions about this? I do think it's kind of like 50-50. I get why some artists are really protective over their art styles. Typically with an art style, you spend a long time working on it, developing it, and it does become a core part of your identity. So it does kind of feel like a personal attack if somebody is taking elements of it. But on the other side of the coin, like borrowing inspiration is something that's happened from the longest beginning of history in art. The big thing is just making sure you're not encroaching on people's boundaries by directly tracing the artwork, or even worse, copying and pasting elements of the artwork or taking zero liberties to try to make it different. I think that makes the big difference here. The top comment says, it's an immaturity thing. Artists historically borrowed from each other all the time. Another commenter says, yeah, everyone here is clearly a teenager. Another commenter adds, good artists borrow, great artists steal. Another commenter adds, people need to get a grip and realize their art is not the most unique and intricate thing out there. Plenty of people have drawn similar before them and others likely have been after. You could be similar in techniques or rendering yet never cross paths once. Keep drawing. I hate the term chronically online, but this definitely falls under that category. We are artists. We get inspired by others, even if unintentional or not. It's about as stupid as the color picking argument I see pop up at times in my spaces. They can block you if they wish, but they are in no position to control how another individual, whom they will never meet in real life, on how they draw. Another commenter adds, with the sheer amount of artists from beginning of time until today, it's quite literally impossible to have an entirely unique art style. Even that person who has a similar style to yours took inspo from other artists to come up with that style, even if they don't want to admit it. That's literally how anyone learns. People in the comments were asking who the artist is, and OP adds in their original post, okay, reading some comments, some people asked me about the artist's name, but I really think, in my opinion, it's not a good idea, as the artist is probably a minor judging by their behavior, and I really don't want to make this a big deal. I just wanted an opinion on it as it was my first time experiencing this. Sorry if you don't agree with this, but I hope you understand. And for the people that are skeptical about this post because it's a new account, I want to let you know I made this Reddit account because one of my friends suggested it to me when I told her about the situation. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think you can steal an art style? Do you not? Just genuinely curious because everyone has a different opinion. Now, about actual theft though, there is a case. This is posted on Twitter by user I am Kyoki. Kyoki says, Etsy shop Butte Babes has been reselling our free VTuber assets, as well as assets from other artists. Our PNG VTuber assets are actually free to download right here on our Twitter. Please always double check the seller is the original creator before buying models on Etsy. So here we have a side-by-side where there's a free oversized shirt asset and it was being sold for $4.79. There is another hand-holding asset, also free, sold for $2.39, and a bunny girl outfit sold for $4.79. This is just absolutely wild. The audacity to take free artwork that people made to try to share with the community, and then you literally just go and sell it for profit. Not only that, but also undercutting sales from the original artist. Another commenter, Obatena, adds, thank you very much. The materials I created were also being sold. I'll try to raise awareness among my followers. And they made a post on their own page adding, material is being sold without permission at the overseas Etsy shop Butte Babes. It's being distributed for free on X, so please do not purchase from the site under any circumstance. And another commenter, Hachi A. Tomeko, adds, thank you so much for raising awareness. I just found out through your post that my assets were also being sold without permission. I'll make a post to warn others as well. Thank you for letting me know. And they also posted to their page, "Notice, thanks to Kiyoki Studio, I found that some of my original assets are being sold without permission. There are also AI generated images that appear to have been trained on my works. I've already reported the issue to Etsy and I'm waiting for their response." So for free versions, they're on my X, and commercial use and high-res versions on Booth. Please do not purchase from unauthorized shops. Thank you so much for your support in helping protect original creators. Like, it is a bit interesting because if you go to their page, there are some listings like this one where maybe there is like an original creator to be sourced back to. But if you were to go and like reverse image search it, which I did, there's no exact matches that you can find. It doesn't mean there's none that exist in circulation. It could just be like something that was circulated overseas. So, Google's reverse image search isn't going to hit on anything. This site also has other assets on it that do look a little suspicious. We have this PNG tuber. PNG tubers are often an element that will be scammed with AI because it's relatively easy to replicate. You generate like an anime looking girl and then kind of have it as is. Like a VTuber model is more complex because you do have to rig the model. It's just a bit interesting because our model has ears, right? Like elf pointed ears and double cat ears. Like it's not the most uncommon to have double sets of ears. You don't necessarily always see that, but the ears like don't connect to the head properly on the left side, and on the right side the ear is flesh toned, and then on the inside the ear is the same color as the hair. We again have the thing where there's actually 3 eyelashes on the left eye. There's like one faint one here that's not really visible, and there's only 2 on the right for lower lashes. And then the ear as well, the ear conveniently has like shading that follows the line of the hair shadows only on the right ear tip, and it's not featured on the left. Just a little bit suspicious. It could be legitimate though, right? But a little bit hard to tell. And it just kind of sucks that there's just like a rampant rise in accounts like this where they're taking free assets that people have made to share with people publicly, for the good of the community, and they're trying to be a middleman and scrape some profits off of it. And finally, we have some esports. There is this post by an esports org established in 2025 called X8, where they make a post, "We want you. X8 is now LFP open recruitment for Valorant." And there is a graphic where there is the Valorant agent Jet kind of like turning around and pointing at the camera. And another person quote retweeted it writing, "Ghosted me to use AI graphics." And a commenter adds, "What people don't understand is that real designers don't just make things look good, they make them feel right. What they share definitely doesn't feel right, lol." And the poster Wonder replies, "It's horrific, destroying the growth and identity of their brand by being lazy and cheap." Another commenter adds, "The AI artifacts on the background motion is killing me. AI will and can never replace actual designers." Wonder says, "It's not even convincing." And Wonder added, "Not too keen on drama, but this same guy has scammed multiple people and rebranded more than once to keep up this fraudulent management. He takes advantages of his players and staff and makes promises with no intention of keeping them. Grow an effing backbone." And it's a graphic that reads, "Hey Wonder, just want to let you know that AV, the owner of X8, formerly known as Reeves, have scammed many rosters out of entry fee payments, to the point that the roster had to start paying their entry fees with the promise that he would pay us back. He used to own another org called Pitonic, and I was on their Siege roster. Our roster ended up coming second place in a tournament called Game Rogue, and not only did he not pay the entrance fees for any of those tournaments after promising to pay back our team captain, he proceeded to disappear after we couldn't get entry fees. Another thing, we played casual pubs in R6 with him one night and we played against YouTubers. If I remember correctly, this was against Kroll, and around the same time, you might find a video of it. And he started cheating against them while we were playing. His account then got a cheating ban later on. Although he since rebranded the account, it's either deleted or had its name changed. There are no messages I can show you to prove it, as he ended up blocking the team members, then deleting his Discord. Just figured I'll let you know personally, since you're just another person he's wronged. I had not spoken out yet, as one of my old coaches is on their Siege roster." Oh boy. This is just like a little side note, like little lore drop, but I actually used to work in esports, and it's somewhat common you'll see in like tier 2, tier 3 for like somebody with a little bit of extra money to start their own like esports org, and it's twofold, right? Because like we need like, new org, new perspectives. At the same time, it is definitely a position where people with some extra free time and zero experience can go and either intentionally or unintentionally scam people. And it's happened many times. People will have esports org, they'll bring on creators and then not pay their creators. They'll do stuff like this, or they'll make it a roster, not pay the roster, professor. So it's a whole messy side over there. And I'm sure if you guys are in the esports space, you'll understand. Not my little cat trying to escape. You gotta stay in here so I can keep an eye on you and your snip nuts. But yeah, F in chat for my little boy Chip. I'm sorry. He's recovering from his snip. He's under anesthetics right now. But anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it. If you like and subscribe, don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators like emotes and overlays, and a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.